It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz game here in the Prince George's Schools, where we bring together outstanding middle school and elementary school students to test their scientific literacy. And we invite you to play along, see how many of these questions you can answer, see if you can keep up with these whiz kids that we've got here in our studio. Today, two great middle schools as we're beginning our 39th season here on air. Let's go first and tell you about the team from Kettering. Say hello to Abner, returning student here, all with those nice matching student council t-shirts on over there. Allison is here, also returning, and Teresa, first time on, but she's been an alternate before. Teresa, nice to have you here today. They'll be playing against Robert Goddard Middle School, former county champs. Today, August is here. August, nice to have you here on the first time ever. You can wave to everybody at home. Caspin is here. Caspin, this is a family affair. You've been here before, and your siblings have been with us. We love having you with us. And Lex, you've been here again. It's nice to have you back again as well. Good player over there. Here on the Science Bowl, we have 6 categories of questions, and these are they.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here in the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty with easier questions, 5 and 10 points. On the right-hand side of the board, the increasingly difficult ones, 15, 20, 25 are the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to the championship round in this year's middle school competition. Let's make sure everything works before we start. Let's go over and test out those buzzers. Allison, try the red teams. That looks like a group push over there. Good luck to you guys today. And Robert Goddard, Caspin, would you try the green one? Also seems A-OK. You kids are all A-OK. It's good to have you here again. Let's have a good game. May the better team win. And we go alphabetically, K before R. So Kettering and Allison, let's go and play the bowl.
Can I get Zoo Parade for 5?
Zoo Parade for 5 points. If you're very hoarse, H-O-A-R-S-E, it's often said that you have what other animal, an amphibian, in your throat? Caspin.
A frog.
You got a frog in your throat. That's right. Good. No, you don't. Good. 5 points. Go again.
Okay. Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. It's a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. Look at this picture for physical for 15 points. Wow. This shiny scale worm that lives on the ocean floor is called an Elvis worm in honor of Elvis Presley and the sequins jackets he used to wear. This worm gets its colors from light that acts in what 2 R-initialed ways? Robert Goddard.
Refractive and reflective. You
got that right. Refraction and reflection both. That's how those beautiful colors come across so brilliantly. Nicely done. Go green.
Okay. Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri, 15 points. Question is as follows. Hydrogen peroxide is a chemical that is often used to give patients these pearly whites. Allison.
Passing the answer to Abner.
Teeth.
Teeth, yes. Your pearly whites are your teeth, and hydrogen peroxide is a great way to whiten them. A lot of treatments that you can get in the store contain a lot of hydrogen peroxide for that very purpose. Good. Go red. Allison, you pick.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. To cosmetically highlight these on your face, you can use a special pencil. Robert Goddard.
An eyeliner pencil.
Not quite. Nope. Kettering, to cosmetically highlight these on your face, you can use a special pencil.
I think eyebrows.
Your
What's got?
eyebrows?
Eyebrows, that's right. Thank you, Ebner. I heard you. I saw your lips moving from over here. An eyebrow pencil. You were close on that, Caspin. Go again, red. Tie score, 70 all.
Green things for 5.
Green for 5. A dogwood tree, like all trees, has a distinctive pattern on this outer tree covering. Robert Goddard.
Bark.
Yeah, you're barking up the right tree over there. Good. Go green.
All right. Green things for 15.
Green for 15 points. This K-initialed seaweed is one of the best. Yes, Allison.
Kelp.
Kelp, yeah, one of the best sources of the chemical element iodine. All right. Got a 10-point lead. Go red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Physical for 5 points. Your question is as follows. This is a multiple choice question. Listen carefully. It's easy to get confused here. If you drop sand into an aquarium, it clumps together. But then it gets granular again when you bring it to the surface. That happens if the sand is hydrophilic, hydrophobic, or isotonic. Robert Goddard.
Hydrophilic.
No, not hydrophilic. All right, the sand, you dump it in the water, clumps together. You bring that same sand up, it gets granular again. Does this prove that the sand is hydrophilic, hydrophobic, or isotonic?
Isotonic?
Hydrophobic, okay? That's why all of the water disappears when you bring it back up. No points, go again, red.
Science
You all right,
potpourri.
August? Okay, that's all right. Go ahead.
Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. A practical person is said to have his feet on the ground, while a daydreamer is said to have
Heads in the clouds.
You got that right. You knew where I was headed, Caspin. Good, go.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline, 10 points. In 2011, Apple introduced a small iPad whose name is what prefix for 1 billionth? Robert Goddard. What you got? Let's go over to the Kettering team. Kettering, this new iPad back in 2015, Apple named it for what prefix that means 1 billionth? Nano. Nano was the right answer there, as in nanosecond. Go again, please. Green.
Okay. Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. You'd have a 5-point lead if you get this one right. Your question is as follows. An invisible message, you probably tried this, written with lemon juice on a piece of paper, can be revealed by holding that paper up to a light bulb. The heat from the bulb will reveal the message thanks to an O-initial process. Come on, Kettering. You may answer.
Oxidization.
Oxidation, or oxidizing, absolutely right. That buzzer says our first round is over, and with that, Kettering has a lead, a slight lead, 95. Robert Goddard is at 80. We have lots more Science Bowl ahead, more questions, and when we come back, we'll talk to our players just a bit as well. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying this game at home as much as we are here in the studio. 6 outstanding young people, and they also have some alternates on their teams you're going to meet in just a few moments' time. But we're going to talk to them first about their schools and themselves. Let's go over to Kettering first. Kettering Middle School. Allison, tell us about Kettering. Who's your principal there?
So our principal is Miss Struther.
All right, out there rooting for you. And who's your coach?
Our coach is Mr. Henda.
Mr. Henda, and he is here. He's very serious about this. And I know he's worked with you folks for a number of years, and I know he's kind of sad that you're going to be leaving as 8th graders. But you guys are doing a fine job here, and I can see why you do so well. You click together and you talk to each other all the time. What are the names of your alternates, Allison? Can you give me their first names?
So we have Nonso, Peyton, Kalia, and Lacius.
Wonderful. We'll bring them out in just a few moments so everybody at home can see them, because they're an integral part of this team. And something about Kettering that you want people at home to know because you're proud of your school.
Something that I'm really proud about of my school is definitely the Spanish immersion program. we're the only middle school that has this program, and I feel like it's definitely something that's like unique about us, because we have students coming from different Hispanic countries coming to our school, learning Spanish, or continuing to learn in Spanish while also learning in English. So it definitely helps adjust to that, and it also just helps in like a lot of real world situations.
That's beautiful. You should think about being a television anchor. You have a wonderful communication skill.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I was at Kettering a few years ago when the ambassador of El Salvador was there, and it was electric in the room there, you know, because she spoke Spanish and she has some pictures, and it is a wonderful program you have over there. Thank you for telling us about that. Allison, what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Pediatrician. Well, you'd be a good one. I could just tell. I could
Thank
just
you.
tell. Teresa, here you were an alternate before. First time on the set here. So how's it feel?
It just feels different.
Yeah, it feels different. Of course it does. Tell us why you wanted to be on the Science Bowl initially. What was the lure?
Well, I was originally recommended, and I really like science, and my teacher taught really well. So I think he'd be a pretty good coach. So I just joined.
I'm glad you came to us. And if you like science, this is the place to be. Would you like to do something in science professionally someday, or what are you thinking about?
Well, I was thinking about being a psychiatrist.
That's definitely in the science area. Yeah, the brain is, for as much as we know about it, it's such a small organ in terms of weight, but it is so complicated. We still have many, many questions about it, as you know. Avner, nice to have you back again. How do you know so much science, young man? Because you do.
I used to watch a lot of childhood science shows, and when I got interested about something, I searched it up, and I guess I just know.
You're a sponge. You just took all that information in, and I can tell you're good at listening here. I like how you take in all the clues. Tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I watch TV. Every kid does watch TV. I play video games, just like most other kids. And finally, I like to draw sometimes.
Wow.
Thank you for asking.
My pleasure. And unlike many kids, you are a perfectly polite young man, and I appreciate you being here, and I know how proud the folks at home are of you. Good luck in the second half. Let's go over to Robert Goddard. Caspin, I talked at the beginning here about this being a family affair. Tell us what other members of your family have been on the show.
So my older brother, who is now in 10th grade, was on the show when he was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade as an alternate who came on, I think, once. And then my oldest sister was on the show when she was in elementary, and I think they made it to finals but ended up getting second place.
Wow. So it is a real family affair here. We appreciate all of that. Thanks for sharing that. Tell us about Goddard, Caspin. Who's your principal over there?
Our principal is Miss Womack.
Absolutely. And the coach?
And our coach is Miss DePrey.
Oh, she's just terrific. You know, she's all in when it comes to this, as most coaches are, and I know how much she supports you guys. And Mr. Press, thank you for all you do for Science Bowl here. Something about your school you want to tell us?
So I really like how our school uses the Montessori method when we're really young to show us how to be able to do things individually, but you're also able to work with other people and develop leadership skills.
Absolutely. Well, it's working, because you three guys are an example of that. Any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Ida, who's in the studio with us today.
Wonderful. We'll bring the alternate out in just a few moments. And one day, what do you want to do?
I want to be an astrophysicist when I grow up.
Yeah, you got a sharp mind over there. I can see you being successful at that. Lex, nice to have you back. What do you do in your spare time, young man?
Oh, in my spare time, I watch TV, play games, sleep, eat.
Normal kid stuff, right? Yeah, you watch TV. Any shows that you really like that you can recommend to us?
Science Bowl. It's a very great show, guys.
That was not prearranged, folks. That was not. I promise you. Thank you, Lex, for that. What else do you like?
Well, I like nature, and I play the drums. So
cool. You got a great spirit, you know, and I love that you're into this and you're smiling through it, because we want you to have a good time here. Mm-hmm. And you obviously are, and you're a great student. August, you're the youngest guy here. What grade you in?
I'm in 6th.
6th grade. And you love Legos.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to someday translate that love of Legos into what kind of career?
Structural engineer.
Structural engineer. Can you tell us what sorts of Lego things you have designed and put together already? Maybe one or two.
I made a sliding door.
Wow. Have you done any animals? Any intricate animals?
I made a penguin on a hang glider.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. All right, well, you have a good luck in the second half here. Let's get back to it. 95 for Kettering, 80 for Robert Goddard. Last correct answer came to the red team. So Allison, lots of points to give away. Let's go.
Can I get green things for 10?
Green things for 10 points, you certainly can. One of the hardest plants to transplant because of its shallow roots is a xerophyte, this xerophyte, that typically is found in the desert. Allison.
A cactus?
Cactus, that's right. A xerophyte is a plant that survives in very arid conditions. Yeah, they're very hard to transplant. They have very shallow roots. Go, red. Good job.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo for 10. Dolphins. Love dolphins. They're very sensitive, though, to toxins and pollutants, leading some scientists to compare them to what sea-initialed birds famous for fainting in coal mines at the first sign. Caspin?
Cuckoos?
Not cockatoos, no. These sea-initialed birds are famous for fainting in coal mines at the first sign of dangerous gas. And they're thinking dolphins are like that, serving the same role in oceans where pollutants are available. Those are canaries. Canaries, the canary in the coal mine. Try again, red.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for?
10.
10. Here's your question. Visual acuity, so-called perfect vision, is represented by what two identical numbers? Kettering.
2020.
2020, absolutely right. So you see at 20 feet what the normal person sees 20 feet away. Go again, red.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri, 10 points. Let's see how your Spanish is. A South American fish known as cuatro ojos can see both above the water and below it because it has what? Kettering.
4 eyes.
It has 4 eyes, absolutely right. Kind of a neat fish. Go again.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo for 15 points. While polyps are growths that can be found inside your intestines, they are also undersea creatures that can form these. Kettering?
Coral?
Corals, yes indeed. Yeah, they form coral reefs. That's the living thing inside those limestone outer coverings. Good. Go again, red.
Can we get dateline signs for 5?
Dateline for 5 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor, if you would, please, and prepare to be amazed. One of the largest hailstones ever seen that fell over Texas last summer, here it is, was compared in size to one of these large summer fruits, since it was 6 inches in diameter. Caspin?
Watermelon?
A melon? We will take melon. Yes, indeed. Good. Go.
Okay. Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo for 20 points. Sloths are among the slowest moving animals on Earth. They are known as arboreal folivores, meaning they live where and eat what? 2 parts. Live where and eat what?
Okay, they live in trees and eat leaves.
That's exactly right, yes. Fola is the prefix that means leaves, and vor means to eat, and arboreal is the reference to living in trees. Nicely done. Good. All right, you're back in the game.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. All right, let's do it. When using a catapult, like is often done with pumpkins after Halloween, you see them flying through there. I always wanted to do that. The only forces acting on the pumpkins once they're launched are these two. What 2 forces are acting on those flying pumpkins?
There's drag and there's also...
Have an answer, guys, in case they have to come to you.
Drag and...
What you got, Allison?
Drag and lift.
Not drag and lift, no. Good try. Robert Goddard. The only 2 forces acting on the pumpkins once they are flung from the catapult are these 2.
Drag and gravity.
That's it. Lift was not the one in there, but it was a good try. All right, you got them both. 140 to 130, boy, we got a nail biter here. Go green. Yes, sir.
Okay, green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. What perennial woody plants that are smaller than trees are characterized by having multiple separate stems? Kettering. Evner's got something on the tip of his tongue there.
Bushes or tumbleweeds?
Any idea?
Tumbleweeds?
Not tumbleweeds. Good try. These perennial woody plants that are smaller than trees are characterized by having multiple separate stems.
Bushes.
Bushes, yes. Bushes or shrubs we would have taken as well. Good. Go.
All right. Dateline for 15.
Dateline 15 points. Deep Creek Lake in western Maryland, a wonderful place to go, was man-made back in 1925 by building a dam on a creek that then generated what H initialed power?
Hydroelectric.
Yes, thank you, Lex. Yes, hydroelectric. Yeah. Just wait till I recognize you. I appreciate your enthusiasm over there, guys. Good, go. You have a 25-point lead.
Right.
Go.
Let's get physical for 20.
All right, get this one, and we're almost to a tie again. Let's get physical for 20 points. Here it is. If a trait like blue eyes is only occasionally seen in a family, it's likely caused by a recessive gene. Kettering.
Dominant gene?
Yeah, that's what I want. He knew I was going for the opposite there. Dominant gene for like brown colored eyes, which are far more common. Nicely done. All right, good answer. Give the points to Kettering. All right, 160, 165, red, you go.
Body systems for 15.
Body for 15 points. Careful. Your right lung is shorter than your left lung so that there is enough room for this organ.
Your heart?
No. Kettering, let me finish. Your right lung is shorter than your left lung so that there is room enough for this organ just beneath it.
Your diaphragm?
Your liver. Your liver is the organ down there. Okay, try again, red.
No, they were compacted. Body systems for 20.
Body for 20 points. Here it is. If you are an endocrinologist, you specialize in the study of these H-initialed body fluids.
Hormones.
Robert Goddard.
Hormones.
Hormones. You got it. Yes, sir. Okay, Casper. Go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Physical, 20 points. That Singapore Airlines flight that fell from the sky recently and injured many passengers, they didn't have their seatbelts on. They did that because that flight hit a disturbance in the air that couldn't be seen on radar.
Turbulence?
Turbulence, clear air turbulence, that's right. Thank you, Lex. Just at the last second you came in there. That's what I wanted to hear. Go green.
All right. Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Americans suffering from emphysema and bronchitis have forms of what's known as COPD. The P stands for what body system? Kettering.
Pulmonary?
Pulmonary. You got it right. Thank you, Abner, for your help. Good. Go. Kettering.
Green things for 25.
All right. 25 points. Get this, and we have a tie score. Green things for 25 points. Listen carefully. Leguminous plants like peas, lentils, and beans are unique in being able to take out of the air directly this important gas. Kettering.
Water vapor?
Not water vapor, no. What important gas needed in protein development is pulled directly out of the air by leguminous plants like peas and lentils and beans. Which got Goddard?
Okay, nitrogen.
Nitrogen is the right answer. Yes, indeed. Good answer. All right, go green.
All right. Science potpourri for 25.
Still anybody's game. Potpourri for 25 points. To make what's called elephant's toothpaste, and you've probably seen this. Your mother will not let you do this in the kitchen. To make elephant's toothpaste, just mix together hydrogen peroxide, some dishwashing liquid, warm water, and this Y-initialed fungal catalyst that will release oxygen in the form of bubbles all over the place. Robert Goddard.
Pass to August.
Yeast is right. All right. August. Oh, my goodness. He couldn't wait to say that. Yes, indeed. Yeast it is. Go. Green.
Okay. Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. For the first time, Scientists have detected lower levels of chlorofluorocarbons that were banned back in 1987 because they were causing a hole in the ozone layer of this S initial protective. What you got?
Stratosphere?
You got it right. It is the stratosphere. Good answer. All right, you're over the 200 mark. Go. Red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. This is still doable here. Body systems, 25 points. A popular name for this S-initialed flat triangular bone at the back of your shoulder is the wing bone. Name that bone.
Your shoulder blade?
Not your shoulder blade, no. Kettering, what is the S-initialed bone, triangular-shaped bone at the back of your shoulder that is sometimes called the wing bone? Begins with an S.
No, your sternum?
Good try. It's called the scapula. The scapula was the answer. All right. What a great game. What a great game. Came down to those last couple questions. Looks like Robert Goddard has done it. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just one moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl, and this was an edge-of-your-seat kind of game. All through, that lead was going back and forth, testifying to the skill and the competitiveness of these two wonderful teams here today. Our final tally doesn't reflect that, but boy, it could have been anybody's game. Our score is Kettering 205, Robert Goddard 255. Let's have a nice round of applause for that Robert Goddard team. Caspin, all your siblings are out there. They're clapping too. Tell us who's standing back there.
Okay, so this is Mr. Prey, our coach.
Wonderful, yes indeed.
And this is Ida, our alternate.
Thank you for being here, and I know how proud you are of everybody here. Let's have a round of applause for this Kettering team. Oh my goodness, what skill. Abner, if I was your age, I would want you on my team. You know everything there, young man. Allison and Teresa too. Allison, would you introduce everybody, please?
So on the right, we have Miss Struther, our principal, and then we have our alternatives, Nonso, Kalia, Lacius, and Peyton, and then we have Mr. Henda on the left side.
You should be proud of all these guys. And Madam Principal, it's nice to see you again. I remember that day with the El Salvador ambassador. Yeah, what a great day that was. We ask you to come on and join us in future games here. One of these two teams may be the county champ. It could be Robert Goddard. They could be repeating. We have more middle school games coming our way, more elementary school games, and we're happy to be back for our 39th season, and we hope you're happy to have us too in your living rooms. Till then, Mr. Z, see you next time. Bye-bye.